This is how you become her in 90 days or less. And this is going to be more of a training than just a regular traditional podcast episode. So when you're thinking of becoming her, this is the process that I want you to follow. And I want you to repeat this every single day for the next 12 weeks, 90 days, 3 months. And why I want you to do this on repeat is because, first of all, it takes 21 days for you to form a habit. So if you're doing that at least 2 more times, can you imagine how that habit will then become a routine, and that routine will then become a lifestyle, and that lifestyle will just be your new autopilot. So your subconscious is going to be rewired within these next 90 days. The way that you see yourself is going to be completely changed within the next 90 days if you do exactly what I am showing you in this episode. So first things first, this is where I want us to start. I want you to start with who it is that you currently identify as right now. And I want you to make this the longest list you possibly can. When you do this process, you have to write it down or type it out. Either way. Or even give yourself a moment where you're putting it into a voice memo. But I don't want this to be an in your head kind of process. Whenever you're doing any sort of spiritual process or practice with me, and I'm giving you mentorship, I expect for you to be writing things down. Why? Because when it's stuck in your head, it's stuck in your monkey mind. And your monkey mind is bouncing from thing to thing all the time. Your monkey mind can easily get distracted, and I don't want you to be distracted in this process. I want you to have a narrow lens and focal point into what this transitional period can be for you by anchoring into what your vision is. And that just cannot happen when you're stuck in your head and you're not taking that extra step to take what is the non-tangible, what is just an idea, what is just a vision, what is just a download, what is just an intuitive hit, and not plugging and chugging it down. You have to plug and chug it into your physical reality. That's one of the first ways that you're showing the universe that you're serious about this manifestation, because manifestation is really bringing spirit into matter. It's really bringing your ideas and your thoughts and your feelings into action, into the physical, into the material realm, so that you can actually taste it, see it, smell it, touch it, hold it, live it. That's the point here. So while you're going through this process, I really want you to take the time to write this down. Who is it that you identify as right here, right now, today, or even within this last week? Who is it that you truly identify as? Now, I did this process on a live stream on TikTok the other day, and I had a lot of different answers, and everyone's going to have different answers, which is great. But everyone's answers kind of varied. And there's limited characters in that TikTok live stream so that they can't really go all out. But what I did notice is that there were some people who were putting in their dream reality or their next level vision as their current reality. So they would say, I identify as someone who is rich and famous. I identify as someone who has emotional intelligence that is so stable, and I communicate with ease and greatness. And I love that. I love you. I love that. You're manifesting. I get it. But that's probably not who you are actually identifying as right now. I want you to take a look at the old printout that you've been experiencing. And the old printout is always going to be what you are currently experiencing in your external reality that is reflecting back to you. Remember when I was talking to you about the cave? How you project out and you input something into that cave, and then what it is that is outputted is that same vibrational match and vibrational frequency that you first inputted. That's what I want you to focus on. I want you to focus on what it is that you've been receiving from the universe. So even though you may want to be rich and famous, if you're not experiencing the riches and you're not experiencing the fame right now, that's not who you currently identify as. That's who you want to and wish to. So I don't want your wants and I don't want your wishes right now. What I want for you is to decide for yourself, who is it that I actually identify as right now? Because I'm experiencing this as a byproduct from my universe. I'm experiencing these symptoms. I'm experiencing this kind of energy. I'm experiencing this kind of frequency. I'm experiencing this kind of lifestyle, whether you like it or whether you don't like it. That's where we want you to start. And then what I want you to do is think about who is your next level self. Who is she? Who is she? Who is the person that finally broke through? Who is the person who took that leap of faith and soared and flew? Who is that person that you know that you were born to become? Who is that person that you're always dreaming about? Who is that person when you say, oh, maybe one day, someday down the line, maybe in the future? Who is she? I need to know who she is in great specificity. You need to know who she is in great specificity. And again, I need you to write this down. I need you to put this into a voice memo. I need you to put this into your notes app. I need you to go all in. If you can go all in this process and we're just dreaming of her, it's still something that's a little bit more mental. Yes, we're plugging and chugging it into the physical by writing it down and getting it outside of our minds. Yes, we are doing that process, but it's still a mental process. We're imagining, we're dreaming here. So many of you have lost the ability to dream bigger. So many of you have lost how to actually paint your future. Create a vision that's juicy, that you can anchor into. And if you're sitting here telling me, well, I don't know. I don't know who my next level self is. I haven't seen her. Like, I don't know. Maybe I should look for inspiration on Instagram. Maybe I should look for inspiration on TikTok. Maybe I should look at these celebrities and figure out who it is that, no. You know exactly who she is because she is you. She is you. She's future paced, but she is you. So you have access to her. Instagram doesn't have access to her. TikTok doesn't have access to her. Celebrities don't have access to her. You have access to her. So don't use the excuse of, well, let me just look online for inspiration. Let me just look around me for inspiration. No, you are the inspiration. You are the inspiration. So take a minute to sit down and do this process and think of who is that person. And I'm going to give you an example. Because I do this process every time I feel like I'm ready to break through and I'm ready to have some more fun in my life. If I'm ever getting bored in my life, I'm going back to this vision and repainting her. If I achieved that next level self and I broke through to her and now I'm cruising and I'm feeling good and I feel ready to dream again, that's when I go and get re-inspired by myself. So the other day, I was writing down who my next level version self is. And my next level version is $30,000 cash consistently every single month in my business, for giving value, for giving love, for giving understanding, for giving healing, for giving resources. She is someone who wakes up every single day and is on fire. Her soul is set free. She is so secure, so stable. She has beautiful visions for her clients that she helps to paint every single day so that they can dream bigger for themselves. We achieve our goals together. I have an amazing friend group who loves me dearly and I love them, and we're super healthy. We communicate our boundaries like it's just a love letter instead of a competition or instead of it being so hurt and ego-based. I spend so much more time with my family. I go on more vacations. My next level version of myself is someone who is able to afford a new car for herself whenever she wants to, whatever car that is. She takes herself on more dates than she already does right now. My next level version of myself is able to up-level her home, her surroundings, her environment. My next level self is able to take better care of her animals and her pets to make sure that they're living a more fulfilled life every single day, every single week, every single month. This is the in-depth that I want you to have. My next level version self has beautiful, elegant earrings. I don't even have my ears pierced right now, but she does. She does. And she wears beautiful earrings and beautiful jewelry, and it changes every single day. And she collects art and she hangs it up on her wall, or she creates the art herself and she hangs that up on her wall. And she invests in herself in different high-ticket programs. And she gets into the room with other high-level women of value, other entrepreneurs in the wellness space that love what they do, that are ready to level up the world in the vibration. This is who my next level version is. And I'm ready and willing to declare that into my life, to you guys, to all of you who are listening right now, so you can do the same for yourself. So write all of that down. Who is she in every single way? In relationships, in wealth, in health, in career, all of it. How does she speak? How does she move? How does she market her business? How does she invest in herself? How does she treat herself? How does she show up for others? How does she serve her community? How does she serve herself? How does she relax? How does she have fun? How does she come up with new ideas? How does she get inspired? How does she get more active and into her body? How does she develop more skills? How does she hone in on her talents? How does she listen to her intuition? How does she engage in relationships? How does she handle hard times? How does she handle low emotions? How does she navigate through chaos? How does she collaborate? How does she network? What rooms does she get in? Who does she surround herself with? What foods does she eat? What substances does she take? Where is she in life? And is she thriving? I hope so. And if she is, what does thriving look like for her? What does success look like for her? What does richness and abundance and fame and celebrity and comfort look like for her? What does her dream house look like? The one that she's already living in. Does she have kids? Is she married? Is she single? Is she vacationing from Airbnb to Airbnb to Airbnb to Airbnb all around the world, every single country? A new month, a new country. Where does she travel to? How does she like to enjoy herself? How does she spend her alone time? When you get so specific, you will start to feel your heart, your soul, your gut. You'll feel it in every single fiber of your being, every single cell. You'll feel it deep down into your bones. Like, oh, yes, this is her. And you'll begin to physically feel as if you've stepped into her shoes. This is how you step into her now. This is how you become her now. So when I say quantum shift, it happens in an instant. This is the process that can make that happen for you. This is the process that can make it happen for you. Your body and your mind have such a strong visceral connection to one another that whatever it is that you think about, your body reacts to it as if it's happening in real time. So if you are venting to your sister, brother, cousin, mother, father, coworker, best friend about something that happened where somebody really pissed you off, you start to get red again. You start to break out in hives again. You start to have more punch and bite in your words and more conviction in your words. You start to get heated up. Your body temperature rises. You start to sweat a little bit. You get maybe a little bit itchy. You start to stand up. You start to move around. You start to reenact everything. Because your body has no idea that there is a difference between what it is that you're thinking and talking about and venting about than what's happening right now. So it acts as if. Your body already acts as if. So when I asked you the first question, who is it that you're currently identifying as? Who is your body acting as if right now? As if you are in lack? As if you are in scarcity? As if you are stagnant? As if you are incapable? As if you lack power? As if you are scared? Or as if you are talented? As if you are a glowing beam of sunshine in every single person's life that you come into contact with. And the second that you get into that room, you uplift the vibe by 1,000,000%. People are magnetized to you, not because you're the loudest person in the room, not because you're wearing the fanciest clothes, but because how you hold yourself, but because how secure you are, because of your posture, because of your elegance, because of your unique qualities and your virtue. When you do this process and you're writing down who it is that she actually is in great detail and nuance, your body will begin to perk up. And that is the feeling that we want you to have every single day. Every single moment that you possibly can. This will train and condition your body and your nervous system to find the familiarity and something that you have not even experienced yet, and something that's completely new, and something that you have not even lived through. But it feels in your body that you have it right now, that it is your present circumstance. So instead of you acting as if you have all of this trauma that's weighing you down, or you have all these doubts and all this evidence of the past failures and mistakes that you made, and you just have been trying for so long, but you haven't broken through it and you haven't made it yet. If you're acting as if, that's what's going to be repeated and echoed back to you in your reality, because that is the echo that you're projecting out into the cave, and that's the echo that you're going to get back. Where does her energy leak? And what are the boundaries that she's already implemented because of that? Oof. When I did this one, I was like, holy crap. Like, holy, oh my goodness. Where does her energy leak? And where has she already implemented those boundaries? Your next level version of who you are already knows every single way that her energy spills out, that her energy gets drained, that her energy gets stolen. She knows when she puts herself into a negative, vulnerable environment. She knows that if she gives too much without giving to herself first, that's a problem. That's a red flag. Where do you have red flags? Where are you your own toxic person? Because the relationship that you have with yourself is the standard. When we talk about internal standard and self-concept, that's what it is. It's your relationship that you have with yourself. Because the relationship that you have with yourself is the relationship that you have with the universe, is the relationship that you have with money, is the relationship that you have with other people, is the relationship that you have with your career, is the relationship that you have with your health, is the relationship that you have with your mindset, is the relationship that you have with your physical body, is the relationship that you have with your emotions. It's the relationship that you have with your spiritual team, your higher self, your spirit guides, God, creator, source, energy. When you do this process, you will shift in 90 days or less because you are doing the things. You now know and have a more gravitational pull and certainty of who this next level self is because you dare to dream about her and dream bigger and bigger and bigger because it felt so comfortable and soothing to your heart and your soul. This is the easiest part of the process, by the way. It's the funnest part of the process too, because it's new and you're just starting and you can cultivate it. And when you close your eyes, you can imagine anything in the whole entire world. It's the juiciest part. I don't want you to get stuck in this part though. It's just the beginning. You have to leap off of this. It's like when you're on that diving board and you have to kind of get a few jumps in before you get like a really, really high jump and you're like, yeah, now I want to dive all the way in head first. Yeah, now I want to really fully commit. Yeah, I really want to go all the way. And then when I go and I make a big splash and I hit the bottom and I jump up from there and I'm just floating to the top and I can breathe again. And I'm like, oh my God, that was so much fun. I'm going to go ahead and do it again. This is you taking those first few bounces off of the diving board. Actually diving off is what we'll get into in the next episode, in the next training. And if you're not wanting to wait, then you can always hop into the free Quantum Receiver Masterclass, or even better yet, hop into the Fierce Awakening Mastermind. 3-month process, 90 days, where we go through it all and we go through it together. Your results will be literally mind-blowing, because in every single way that you haven't showed up for yourself, you will integrate that into your reality and finally wake up as that person who is the next level version of you. And guess what? It's not going to feel like, oh my God, yay, I'm so excited, this is finally happening for me, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. No. You know what it's going to feel like? It's going to feel freaking normal. It's going to feel deeply fulfilling. It's going to remind you of, oh my God, yeah, this is just comfortable. This is just second nature. This is just who I am. And my universe is always responding to who I am being, my state of being. My universe is always going to reflect back to me how it is that I'm thinking, how it is that I'm feeling, how it is that I'm showing up, the actions that I'm taking, the decisions that I'm making, and how quickly I'm making those decisions or taking those actions or shifting my emotions or healing myself, getting to know myself, taking care of myself, nurturing myself. The universe is always going to respond back to me. My external reality is a byproduct of who I'm being. And if I'm experiencing life symptoms right now that I do not prefer, then I am currently associating and identifying with someone that I don't want to be anymore. And I'm grateful and thankful for the person who's got me here to where I am today, because there was a moment in time where I wanted to really become who I am today. But I'm starting to realize that that's no longer really serving me, and it's not taking me into a rocket ship of where I really want to go. So be very honest with yourself throughout this whole entire process. Are you actually becoming her now, or are you just dreaming about it? Are you not even dreaming about her? That's a problem. That's a problem because I know that you're deeply unfulfilled in one way or another. That's a problem because you're self-abandoning yourself. That's a problem because you keep complaining all the time instead of doing something about it. And if you don't know what to do, here you go. This is your silver platter of juicy information. But information without implementation is absolutely nothing. And that's exactly why I've created the Fierce Awakening Mastermind, because I know that. You could read all the books, listen to all the podcasts, watch all the videos. But if you're not implementing what it is that you've learned on a cerebral level, it will not become embodiment. There is a stronger, thicker, more potent and intense vibration when you act, when you make that physical decision, when you choose, when you decide, and you follow through and you do the thing. Do the thing. If this lands or resonates with you, I want you to comment on any one of my videos, or even send me a DM and say, today I'm doing the thing. I'm going to see how many of you I'm actually connecting to every single day. That's like, it's becoming a staple motto inside of this Fierce Awakening Instagram channel or the Awakening Mindset podcast, wherever it is that you're listening to this. It's becoming a staple. I want you, if this landed for you truly deeply and you're doing this process, I want you to say, I'm doing the thing. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to cheer you on. Be there for you. Be your best champion. Because you deserve that. You deserve someone who's in your corner. You deserve a support system. You deserve a group of other women knowing and seeing you rise and rising right alongside with you, even if you're rising in completely different directions. You deserve that so much. And I know that you're sitting here and you've been so activated, you've been so ready, but you've been waiting and you've been sleeping on her because you're so caught up in the, well, I don't know what to do, that you just decide to do nothing at all. Or you keep doing all these things and you feel like, well, if I do more, you're saying do the thing, but you actually haven't even created a juicy vision of who it is that you're becoming or where it is that you're going or what it is that you truly deeply desire. Or you keep starting something and you're not finishing it and you're not becoming a woman of your own word and you're taking a whole bunch of misaligned action. Well, yeah, sure. If you're trying to charge forward and do all these things and fill up your plate and you're not even taking care of yourself and you're not grounding yourself, you're not energy cleansing, you're not protecting your energy. You're not getting in the rooms with the right people who will understand your tough times and tell you, hey, we get it. We love you. We see you. We hear you. Make this shift. Sometimes when you're going through life, you're so biased. It's hard not to be. That's what our ego is for. Our ego gives us these limitations and it helps us to see where we have resistance and fear so that we can alchemize it. It's bringing awareness to certain things. But if we drown in that ego and if we drown in that desperation and if we drown in all the ways that we feel like we're not good enough, it's very easy to just get caught up in that spiral and not move forward and feel stuck and just use the resistance as an excuse to not move forward, to not really live the life that we're really trying to experience. Live the life that we were born to live. So when you're being held accountable by somebody else, it helps because it's an unbiased person. We're not drowning in the same emotions that you're drowning in. We can see a third eye perspective of what is happening and what your patterns are because we've seen you, we've heard you, we've felt you. We understand how you function when certain things hit the fan, or when things don't really go your way, or when things don't really go as expected. And that's okay. We help you with consistency in the Fierce Awakening Mastermind. And we always give you those loves, and we always give you those shoves, and we always, always, always know alongside you that you can make it happen, and you can make it happen just like that. Just like that. So I really want you to take a moment to consider, like, where is it that you have these gaps? Where is it that you're falling a little bit short or a little bit behind, where you feel like you're taking one step forward but 12 steps back? Like, where is that? Is it in your health? Is it in your relationships? Is it in your career? Is it in your wealth? Is it in your self-concept? Where is that? Where is that gap? Is it the energy healing? Do you have a gap in that? Is it protecting your energy? Do you have a gap in that? Is it connecting to your emotional body in a way that feels gentle and comfortable and that you have a great, solid, healthy relationship with your emotions? Where do you have the gap? Is your gap that your vision is not juicy enough and it's not anchoring you into the future? Is your gap that you keep navigating life like you're in a car but only ever looking at the rear view mirror? bracing for a crash at every turn because you're not really actually focused on the present moment right here, right now, where you have all the power, and then broadcasting and projecting forward with your third eye a beautiful life that you know feels so good to your soul and it's calling you forward. It's like your North Star. Is your gap that you're not asking your mentor the right questions or any questions at all? Is your gap that you're not really getting into the rooms with the people who are having these high level conversations that are able to say like, wow, this person's like really going for it. I thought I had a juicy dream, but they're like dreaming even better than I am. Maybe I deserve to want more out of life, to prefer more out of life. Maybe I deserve to dress up a little bit nicer every single day. Maybe I deserve to do my hair in a different style. Maybe I deserve to get my nails done every single 2 weeks because I know that that always makes me feel like my best self. Maybe I deserve to hop on that call and book that training or book that consultation or book that mentorship or book that class. Maybe I should do more. I'm getting inspired by all these other women. Is your gap that you're just uninspired? Is your gap that you just don't really have that much faith in yourself and you're not really sure how to get that faith? Is your gap that you haven't signed up for that program? Is your gap that you haven't really understood fully what your energy feels like, and you're so used to people pleasing and serving other people and doing everything to appease others and make other people happy that you're forgetting yourself and neglecting yourself? Is your gap that you are self-abandoning yourself every single day? Is your gap that you say that you're going to do something and then you don't? Is your gap saying to yourself, I need to do all these 5 million things in a day that is completely impossible for a regular human being, but I'm holding myself to such a high expectation that if I don't get all these things done, I'm going to think poorly of myself, instead of being grateful for the things that I was able to accomplish and then finding some time to relax so that I can complete the next things when I do have time, energy, and availability? Is your gap that you are not spending your 3 non-renewable resources completely unwisely? Time, energy, and attention. Is it your gap that you don't really understand your chakras? You don't really understand electric energy that comes from Father Sky, or magnetic energy that pulls and detoxes and de-stresses you from Mother Earth? What is your gap? What is your gap? How are all the ways that you're getting in your own way? And be so brutally honest with yourself. Why? Because what I'm showing you in this training is quite literally the very first step in you taking radical acceptance for your life. And if you can take radical acceptance in your life, then we can move into you taking radical responsibility for what's to come. Radical acceptance is taking full accountability for every single decision that you've ever made, every single action that you've ever taken in the past and in this present moment. And taking radical responsibility is allowing yourself to hold yourself accountable for everything that you're doing right now in the present moment and what you will be doing in the future to get you to where it is that you know that you've always, always, always wanted to go. This is what I'm going to leave you with today, my loves, my beautiful self-healers, my beautiful leaders, my beautiful visionaries, my beautiful empaths, my highly sensitive folk. This is what I leave you with today. And I want you to do this process. And for you to take this to the next step, I would love for you to join in on my free community. It's the Mystique Awakening free community. You can easily access it through the link in my bio. And I want you to put your responses to these questions inside of the community chat so that we can see who it is that you are right now and where it is that you're going. And last thing that I've been doing now, and I'm like loving it. Take a picture of yourself today. Do this process for the next 90 days and take a picture of yourself at that 90-day mark. And I want you to physically see how much you've went through an energetic and spiritual glow up. So you can see that, you can document it and feel that it's real for you. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one.